After so freaking long, I am back. I hope you all like the Rita Repulsa little thumbnail there. It's been a while. So, yeah, it's been a really, really long time since I've done a live stream. I'm going to wait and see if anybody else kind of jumps in on this because people are probably surprised, like, oh, shoot, he's doing a live stream. But alas, here we are. I don't know if anybody's really going to be watching this, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and wait a second before everyone kind of jumps in. We go ahead and get this all situated really quickly. I'll give it a minute or two. And then, yeah, we'll definitely be we'll be live doing some stuff. So hopefully the comments will start rolling in. I think I got all the settings down. Giving it a minute right now. Going live. Okay, cool. We're good. All right. Well, welcome in, everyone. For those of you who are, it only looks like there's 2 people watching. But then again, I haven't done a live stream in a really long time. But yeah, so welcome in, everybody. JT is Reborn, back again after such a long, long absence in terms of live stream. I'm looking at it right now. The last live stream I did was back in, when was the last live stream I did? Looking at the dates in terms of YouTube, the last live stream I did was back in January. Holy shit. So it's been a really, really long ass time since I've done a live stream here on YouTube. And, you know, I've been kind of wanting to do one for a while. I just didn't know what really to talk about because I don't really do live streams as often. I've been showing up on other channels doing live streams and that, but I haven't really done one on my own channel in quite a long time. So I kind of wanted to start this one off. Maybe I should, put on the camera for the first time. Yes, got my beard here growing, but I'll turn the camera off. I'm looking a little scruggly, and the camera quality doesn't look as good. But yeah, so it's been an awfully long time since I've done a live stream and any sort of channel update in a while. So I kind of want to take this time, the first couple minutes, just kind of run down what some of the plans are for the channel for the rest of the year, and give you all an update on that. And then we'll see if anybody has any other topics they want me to cover, and we'll chit chat about that. So, like I said, I don't really have a plan for this thing. Just kind of do a little channel update and just see if there's any topics anybody wants to talk about today. And we'll go from there. But anyways, so first things first, for the DC Comics watchers of my channel right now, the plan is to still continue to do the various comic book reviews that I've been doing every single week. I think tomorrow there's going to be Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, now that they changed the title and all that, which is still kind of a dumb thing that they did there. Like, why didn't they just call it that from the get-go instead of just calling it Dark Crisis? It's beyond me. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's a crisis. We know it's a sequel. Why not just call it that? Again, isn't everything that kind of takes place after it called that? But, that's DC Comics for you. I mean, they're kind of in a weird place right now. You also have Discovery and all that. Hey, Tavia, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay, man. Doing okay. Enjoying my Labor Day off. I'm glad I got this Monday off. I spent a lot of the day finishing up rewatching Cobra Kai season 4 because, well, I mean, season 5 comes out this week. I got to check that out. I got a pretty busy weekend though, but I'm going to make the best of it and try and get that season 5 watch through, and then I'll do a video on that because I do a video on every season of Cobra Kai. Yep, there's 0 Hour Crisis and Time Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis. Yeah, why they didn't just call this Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths? When you call it Dark Crisis, we know that it's a crisis. So, but that's DC in a nutshell. So yeah, Labor Day is going well. It's kind of a sad end to the summer. I didn't really get to go out and do any real traveling. I did 1 week of travel like this whole year, and then the rest of it just kind of cooped up. Started working new jobs and all that, so that's been occupying a lot of time and doing other things to stay in shape in that. But I haven't really gotten down and done like a big epic like written review or anything like that in a while, and I'm really starting to miss that. It's been so long, it feels like. But now that news is still coming out and other things, well, we'll get to talking about all sorts of topics of like what's the plan for this, the rest of the year going forward. But there is some exciting stuff coming out, so I am looking forward to that. So yeah, but anyways, so like I said, this week you're still gonna get, I think, let me just check DC Comics website just to see what will be out this week, so that way I can talk about it. Just give me 1 second right here. Hopefully the chat, everyone's having a nice day. Okay, let's do this just so I can check to see which comics are coming out tomorrow. Okay, so for this week, I'm going to be covering Batman 127, And then we're going to go from that and Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. And it looks like that'll be the only comics I'll be covering this week. So Batman and Dark Crisis. So those will be the only two comic book reviews for this week. So, okay, Tebby is doing a live stream on D23. So if anyone wants to check that out, go ahead and give a look to his channel. So yes, two comic book reviews will be out tomorrow. Dark Crisis and Infinite Earths, number 4, I think it is. And then Batman 127, the Chip Zdarsky run. So I only had to do one comic book review last week. So it was kind of nice to just kind of take it easy and just catch up on a few other things. But yeah, so 2 comic book reviews will be out tomorrow. At least that's the plan. I'll at least get the Dark Crisis one out early in the morning, and then hopefully I'll get the Batman 127. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a busy morning one. So so those are the terms of the comic book reviews for this week, and then obviously I'll continue to cover whatever DC events are coming up, and then any other Godzilla-esque comics I want to cover as well as those come out from IDW. IDW, it's kind of tricky because you don't necessarily know when a lot of their stuff's coming out. So I kind of just roll with the punches, and then when I see one's out, I end up covering it like a week or 2 later because, like I said, they don't really do much in terms of advertising. And even if you follow them on social media, like I feel like I hardly ever see them active and tweeting like, "Hey, there's a new Godzilla comic book coming out." It's like, okay, so yeah, so that's going to come out. So comic book reviews will kind of remain consistent. Those are easy for me to do. And yeah, so those are those basic ones. After the movies, we'll still continue. As I see new stuff, it's kind of like whenever I go see something, then I'll kind of do something like that. Yeah, Tevia, I will cover Godzilla versus Power Rangers. I was kind of just going to do it like one big video. I normally do the comic book reviews, but when I tried doing like the first video, it just did not work at all. I think there's some weird thing with Power Rangers. Whenever time you try to cover it, like there's always some sort of copyrighted issue with it. So I kind of have to work around it. When I cover all the other comic books that I do on the channel, I never have any issues. But when I tried covering the Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, I think it's just the Power Rangers name or whatever it is. It just is like an automatic flag for like, let's copyright this thing. So I don't know what went on with that one. I could try it again and see what happens, but I seem to have issues the last time I tried doing that. So maybe even like this week, I'll try and get those other ones out in time for the final issue thing. But yeah, copyright's kind of a weird thing, even though I'm utilizing fair use, where it's like, I'm using voiceover audio to like give fair critiques and talking about the pros and cons of various issues. So it's kind of just my voice and the comic, but yeah, so it's pretty basic. But anyways, so yes, comic book reviews will still continue out after the movies. They'll still kind of remain the same. Usually when something comes out, they kind of interest me or whatever, then I'll just get to talking about it. But as it stands right now, those will kind of remain kind of, standard for all sorts of stuff. Other stuff that I want to cover next month, I do try and plan on getting out like at least one big review and then hopefully 2. So the big review next month will, of course, be the Halloween Kills, the return of the JT is Reborn movie reviews, the big epic written ones. I've already spoken with my friend. We've been brainstorming ideas, but there's going to be a big written review on Halloween Kills in time for the release of Halloween Ends. I've covered every Halloween movie on the channel in terms of like written reviews, and that's been kind of an ongoing series for a couple of years now, actually. We've been going that since... when did I review when did I start reviewing the Halloween series? So that's always been one that I've been covering for quite a long time at this point. Let me check really quick when I've been covering this series. But it's just been, that's one thing that I've been talking about for a really long time. So Halloween Kills, there's going to be a big written review in that one. We've been brainstorming ideas because Halloween Ends comes out. And I've been trying to do like a big Halloween session like every October at least. So, or when the next one comes out. Because I did one last year. Or no, I didn't do one last year because Kills came out. But I was just kind of like thinking, okay, I'll do one for this year and then like another one for next year and that. So I'm just kind of savoring it a bit for the October season. So let me check something really quickly because I've been doing like the Halloween videos for so long. Okay, Halloween. Let me check this really quickly. 1 second. Let me just see if I can. Why can't I pull up playlists really quick? Oh, there it is. Playlists. I'm trying to find the playlist channel really quickly. Where is it? Okay, Halloween movie reviews. So the first Halloween review I did was all the way back in 2016. So I've been covering the Halloween movies for like 6 years now. So I started these like well before Halloween 2018 was announced. So like October of 2016 is when I started doing videos, written reviews on the Halloween franchise. So you can check those out. I'll leave a link in the description below or something like that. So if you want to check out the first in the Halloween series, you can check that out right there. You can check it out on my channel. So leave a link in the description. So, but anyways, so Halloween is going to be that's going to be coming out this year. So look forward to that. I know, Tevya, 2016, man, time really flies by when you're having fun. Am I right? So yeah, so look forward to that. So the big video next month is going to be the Halloween Kills review. And then also, I do want to get another written review on another series I've been covering for years, and that is the Hellraiser series. So every time a new Hellraiser movie comes out, I got to do a big review on it. So the plan is for next month, the big one is the Halloween Kills one. That's going to be myself and my friend Steve, who's been in pretty much all the Halloween videos, because we always like look forward to collaborating on those, because collaborations are often, like, for me, they're generally the most fun things to do. So, you know, let me go on camera really quick. So we'll go ahead and get me on camera as well. So yeah, so looking forward to that. So Halloween Kills next month, and then hopefully this is kind of shaky cam right now, so I'll leave it off again. See, I keep going on and off with camera, but it's just like the camera quality here is not looking very good on my end. So I'm going to leave it off right now. But yeah, like Halloween Kills, that's the big one. And then the Hellraiser stuff. So, oh yeah, Tevya, like the Hellraiser review, Hellraiser Judgment, I was so like, I did not want to review that movie. Hellraiser Judgment has my, if you guys want to see my favorite opening to any review I've ever done, Hellraiser Judgment is my favorite opening I've ever done. That one is a nice parody of like Ace Ventura. I kind of want to like pay tribute to Ace Ventura: Pet Detective when he finds out about the whole Lois Einhorn, Ray Finkel situation. So that was my little tribute to that scene, because like it was such an overreaction to just a really not so great movie. But we have not had any good Hellraiser movies since the 1980s, or at least, or was it the 80s? When the hell did Hellraiser 4 come out? Because that to me was the one I enjoyed the most. Now, granted, I have not watched the Hellraiser series in a really, really long time, but I like Judgment was better than the last couple, but it still wasn't all that great. So I'm hoping this new Hulu Hellraiser film is actually pretty good, because I want to do like a big written review on it, like I have with the other stuff. So yeah, so I think it might have been the 90s too, Tevya. I don't know, because like Hellraiser came out like the first one like the end of the 80s, if I recall, like 88, and then like they had 2 and then 3 and then 4, and then we had the straight to video ones with Inferno, Hellseeker, Deader, Hellworld, Revelations, which is a big stinking pile of crap, and then we had Judgment, which is the 10th one. So now we're gonna get this straight up reboot. And I think the director made it was another movie I watched on HBO, which wasn't half bad. I think it was called The Night House, not Lighthouse, not the what was it? Not the Night House, not the Lighthouse, not the Robert Pattinson movie, but I believe it was called The Night House. So yeah, so there's that one. So yeah, we got the night, or so yeah, I'm looking forward to that next month. And then yeah, so those are some of the big ones. I do plan on continuing to coverage on whenever we get like in terms of other movie news and MonsterVerse stuff. I do want to plan to cover that stuff as well when that kind of drops. I know I did the live stream recently with Kaiji Network. When did we do it? Like a few weeks ago. But we'll see if we can get around to covering more stuff in the near future. But usually I kind of do those things on oh yeah, that's right, the Ninja Cowboys. God, that was just so bad. Those Hellraiser straight to video movies are just, they're so terrible. Oh yeah, that's right, Tevya. Battle of the Super Sons comes out this upcoming month, so I'm definitely going to be checking that out and doing a video on that when that drops. I'll probably just do a quick after the movie, then maybe get to doing a written review in a while. I do also want to get back to doing like the big, like the DC AMU movie reviews. I know I've really just neglected a lot of stuff and that for a while. I don't know what it is. Like I go through a mode where like I start doing a lot of stuff, and then I go through a phase where I don't really cover much at all. And it can get kind of like a little bit sad and depressing at times, because it's just like you want to be doing more stuff, and then like you get a few things out there, and then you just kind of get sidetracked with all sorts of other things, and things just don't always work out the way you kind of hope. So that's kind of where I was at in some ways with YouTube. But I do really want to get back into like the more edited and written stuff because, like I said, I like having better quality stuff. But it's just that a lot of the videos I do are just kind of more instantaneous. Have to kind of get things out because it's really just like it's just a lot more convenient for me. And yeah, it could be a lot better. At least I think it could be way better than it is. But just sometimes you just got to like work to get things out there. So that's where a lot of stuff has been kind of like simple, quick, easy to do, and not as big and elaborate as I've been kind of hoping for. So that's why I've been seeing a lot of after the movies, quick news videos. Not much in terms of like edited stuff, but I do want to get back to doing those in the near future because like I said, I genuinely enjoy doing stuff like that. So yeah, so that's some of the stuff I do want to like get back to in the near future. So yeah, those are kind of the main things for right now. Like I said, after the movies will continue, comic book review stuff will continue as normal. And next month, the big review will be the Halloween Kills one. So that'll be a big, fun co-op review with myself and my friend, much like every other video we've done in the Halloween series. We did because we were going to do like more of them back to back together, but like our schedules have, it's been very tough for us to kind of like meet up and stuff because his hours in terms of working are very different from mine. And it's like every weekend, like we try to get together. Even like we are gonna try and like meet up yesterday, but you know, he like the one day he was able to kind of do it, he got sick with some stuff. So hopefully, you know, shout out to you, Steve. Hopefully you're feeling better, buddy. But we're gonna hopefully meet up again very soon, and then we're gonna get together and like put this thing out there and that. So yeah. Oh, nice, Tevya. New York Comic Con sounds like fun. I'm going to Comic Con myself, but it's definitely not New York, although that would be a fun one to do. I will actually cosplay this Comic Con. But yeah, ooh, next month is Halloween. That's right. My favorite month of the year is Halloween. I already ordered my costume online. Hopefully it gets here in time. I ordered it like a week ago, all the pieces. I just kind of have to like manufacture, like put a little like work in and just kind of like build over the boots aspect to it. But it's definitely something. It's something Dragon Ball related. So yeah. Well, the Comic Con I'm going to next month is a more local based one, but I definitely am going to cosplay on that and get some footage for that. But like, I'll be filming something else while I'm there, but I won't give it away just yet. But you'll know when you see it. So yeah, yeah. So also this Friday, like I said, Cobra Kai is coming out. So yeah, you're cosplaying Jonathan Samuel Kent or maybe Connor Kent. Pictures or it didn't happen, Tevya. We got to see pictures of this man. So, yeah, all that fun stuff, all this cool stuff happening next month. But yeah, Halloween is my favorite month of the year. I really like just the whole aspect of the season. It just gets me really excited. I'm actually like looking forward to like how fall unfolds this year. I love summer, and you know, in some ways, I don't want it to end, but at the same time, I get really, really excited for fall and October. It's such a beautiful time of year. The fall leaf changes look amazing. The atmosphere, the horror, haunted housing, and I always like decorate my house and just go all out crazy, pass out candy. I even dress up and pass out candy. That's something that I do because, well, like kids nowadays, they don't really have they don't really get the Halloween experience that I feel like I had when I was younger. So I have to like kind of go overboard and make up for it. I just wish that more people within my neighborhood were such like, you know, like Halloween Scrooges and actually kind of did stuff to like celebrate the season a little bit more. It's kind of crazy too because when it comes to like Halloween, like something like Christmas, like they push that shit out like beginning of the year, or like they try and get it out in like November, like gotta get in the season, gotta get involved. And like I love Christmas time too, don't get me wrong, but it's like, can we just wait till after Halloween? Nobody gives a shit about Thanksgiving until the day of when everybody's eating, but you know, I feel like every season deserves its time of day. So yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to that. So what are you saying about the summer movie? Yeah, the summer movie season was so disappointing. We did get a good stop Dragon Ball Superhero, which I saw in theaters on my birthday. Yeah, Dragon Ball Superhero was a pretty damn good time. I very much enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to when the show or the next movie comes back out again because it feels like it's been a while since like the anime ended, and I don't know if they're going to bring back Dragon Ball Super. I've heard rumors that they're going to bring Dragon Ball Super back next year. And then I've also heard that they're in pre-production of the next movie. So either it's going to be another movie or it's just going to be like more of the show. So Yeah, Gohan definitely got his due in the new movie. Like Gohan has been a character who, like, I really hope that they follow through with what they did with Gohan because I'm kind of like most people are sick with the whole like stop, halt, regress thing with his character. I'm just glad that him and Piccolo got their time to shine and that it wasn't a Goku and Vegeta focused movie. Focusing on other characters that aren't Goku and Vegeta because Dragon Ball Super was basically just those two. And it's a real shame because I feel like in DBZ it was like there was a more proper balance with all the characters. Dragon Ball Super was like Goku and Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta. And it's just like I like those characters. I mean, Vegeta is arguably the best character in the whole series, at least like now that we're up to like Super in that. But Goku, like he kind of got a little bit worse, at least in my opinion, in Super compared to where he was in Dragon Ball Z. And I was just pulling for Vegeta the whole time, but it's just like it just became like the Goku show, like time and time again. I did like Tournament of Power though. The Tournament of Power was pretty good. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Other things I do want to do on the channel. Like I said, I do want to get back to the DC comic book movie reviews, and then there was some other like Toho based stuff that I want to cover too as well at some point in the future. I just got to get off my ass, just get to work on. I kind of like have to force myself to put some time in, and that I've also thought about doing a video game review at some point. I did one like a really long time ago, but it's just been a really long time since I've done one. So oh, hey, Andre Rance. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. It's always good when we have more people in. So I know I don't pull in the stream numbers I feel like I used to. I think the biggest stream I had a few hundred people on it once. But as of right now, it's just like, we got a few people in here, so it's not so bad. I got to do these a little bit more frequently. Oh, Tehillim. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you as well, my friend. So look at that. We got more people here in the stream. So yeah, for those of you just joining, like I said, I just did a brief channel update on everything that's been kind of going on with it. I said I'll still be doing the comic reviews after the movies. Those won't change, and I'll do some various news and update stuff as it drops, solicitation videos and that. But I do want to like get to doing a few other things with the channel. And if anybody has any other suggestions with what I should do, because like I said, sometimes when I do these streams, I don't know what to talk about. Like, I mean, I can just ramble on and talk about everything. That's why I always like jumping on other channels sometimes. Like if I jump on Jack's channel or Ryan's channel every once in a while, and we just kind of shoot the shit and just talk about whatever the theme or subject for that night is going to be. And for me, that's always just a little bit more fun. So, like I said, there's always something kind of fun to do in that regards. Um, but so that's like I said, that's pretty much just the main update for right now. If anybody has any other topics or subjects they want me to cover or something like that, just kind of let me know, and I could just ramble on for a little bit. So that's just kind of what I naturally do, just rambling on. I kind of want to like at least have the stream go on a little bit longer, but I don't know. So I was trying to get somebody else on here. Let's see if they were accepted the invite because it's always more fun when you have somebody else to kind of chit chat about this stuff. But I don't think they'll be able to make it this time. But yeah, so that's the basic gist of everything that's been going on as of late. How is everybody doing today? For those celebrating Labor Day, I hope you're all having a good one, or if it's just a random day. Yeah. Gameplay on the Switch. I have no idea how to do that either, Tevya. So maybe you could just have to Google it or something. How about this summer movie season, though? It's like I just saw that Top Gun Maverick was the top movie of the weekend, which is insane to think about. I think it's the first movie to ever top like Memorial Day and Labor Day within the same year. This movie's been out for 15 weeks and it's at number one. Unprecedented, unbelievable that this movie is still making as much money as it is. I think it just like made 5 all time domestically. So yeah, let's take a look at the box office really quickly. It's just the pure insanity of like Top Gun Maverick, how those it keeps doing. So 1 second, let's check this box office. We'll just kind of look at the box office really quickly, and then let's see what's coming up because I just want to. Boy, that's just insane to think about how Top Gun Maverick is making money. It is. Oh wow. Wow. We also had Spider-Man No Way Home re-release. Yeah, I think they just released it with a few extra minutes of footage, but I think everybody kind of already like Gusina's like owns the movie at home. But the box office has been kind of dead for a while. Top Gun broke the top 5 of all time. I think that's where it's going to stop. I don't think it'll. Well, Avatar is going to get re-released again, so it's not going to. I don't think it's going to make another $60 or so million. I think Top Gun's pretty much on its last legs at this point, but they might as well keep playing it in theaters until it's just like not making any money whatsoever. But the fact that it's still making this much money is absolutely insane, and it's supposed to be coming out on Blu-ray soon. Oh yes, Andre Rance. I already talked about a little bit earlier today, but like I'm in a Cobra Kai mode. I rewatched all the Karate Kid movies, and I just finished rewatching all 4 seasons of Cobra Kai. And I will definitely have a video out sometime by this weekend for sure. So I do plan on watching it all. I'm gonna try and do my best to get as much of it watched by Friday, because Saturday I got a very busy day, and then Sunday is gonna be a bit recovering from how busy Saturday is gonna be, because I got like some sort of wedding to go to. Not for me personally. I mean, who wants to marry me? But, like I said, I got a wedding I got to attend. So that'll probably take all my energy out of me. But and I also work on Fridays. So I got to like time this just right to where I can get the whole season done and everything by, if I don't get any sleep as a result of that, so be it. But I am definitely watching all of Cobra Kai. I'm going to binge the shit out of that as best I can, because Cobra Kai, such an amazing show. Absolutely phenomenal writing. To me, that's like what the Star Wars sequel trilogy should have been. I know a lot of people have said this time and time again, but like, and Top Gun's another example of how you do a legacy sequel. But Cobra Kai, like what a perfect continuation, even taking some of the weaker aspects of the previous movies and just fleshing them out even more. And it's just like, I'm so invested with every single character for the most part. And it's funny, it's dramatic, it's action packed, and it just keeps going in so many different directions. And it just continues to surprise me. Like, now we're gonna get Chosen and Terry Silver like duking it out, I think, this season. And then you have like all these other characters coming in. I do hope they incorporate like the next Karate Kid at some point. Everything's on the table, and these writers are very smart. I fully trust what they're going to do. They've really delivered 4 excellent seasons, and this one might even be the best. So yes. And I didn't see Spider-Man No Way Home Extended Edition. Yeah, neither did I. I didn't really have any interest in watching it. I watched some of the clips online. It's really just kind of nothing. So, oh yeah, definitely getting those Super Sons Blu-rays next month. Yep, I agree. It's a shame it crashed and burned the Star Wars franchise. Yeah, Star Wars is doing well, I guess, on Disney Plus, but I mean, I'm sure it's Star Wars. It still has that name recognition and value, but the franchise, like, a lot of people have generally lost interest, I feel like, in the series as a result of the sequel trilogy. It didn't really leave too much, like, because it really kind of split things with the second movie. Force Awakens made a shit ton of money. I mean, all three, like, all the Disney Star Wars movies, well, except for Solo, a Star Wars story, that movie actually lost money, did very well financially, but the effects of The Last Jedi really kind of hurt that brand as a whole. Yes, I know some people like it, but there's a lot of people who really adamantly dislike it on like so many different levels. So, I mean, Star Wars is just in a very strange place these days. I mean, it could be a lot better, but oh well. Mandalorian season 3. I watched like season 1 of Mandalorian. I just kind of lost interest in the brand as a whole. Like, I don't really have that love that I used to have for the Star Wars saga, at least at this point. So I'm just kind of like, I just kind of lost interest. Like, I'll just stick with my original trilogy stuff, and then I'll watch episode 3 because I like that one. Really, like 3 through 6. That's about it for me. And then maybe Rogue One, at least the Vader scene, because that's pretty amazing. But other than that, I just haven't really been too huge into it. And like, Star Wars has a more losing percentage for me in terms of films than it does than it does winning. Because like I said, I like episode 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then, Rogue One. Didn't care for any of the sequel trilogies. Episodes 1 and 2 are not that good. Solo's not good. And so it's like I said, it's kind of like in terms of movies, it's very mixed, honestly, when you kind of look at the thing as a whole. I just like The Last Jedi, so can you say the Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern movie is better than The Last Jedi? It's not that bad. Yeah, the Green Lantern movie, I haven't watched it since theaters. I didn't despise it like everyone else did. I just like it was clearly like kind of messy. But like I said, it didn't make me flip off the screen. Yeah, the more you think about Last Jedi, the less sense it makes. Unfortunately, Rise of Skywalker did more damage. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker, I watched that movie once in theaters, have not watched it again. It's been 3 years since I saw it, and then I just like left the theater just not caring at all. And that's kind of a sad thought to think about because, like I said, I was excited. I was kind of like so on when Episode 7 was coming out. Wasn't really into the hype mode, but I'm like, you know what? Let's have some fun with this thing. And then like by the time it ended, I think I was one of the few people who were just like, that's it. And then Rogue One came out. I'm like, okay, like it left me. We ended it with that amazing Darth Vader scene. I'm like, okay, that's one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen. And I was like, okay, let's see where 7's gonna go. Let's see if it doesn't repeat the same thing. And then I remember like just laughing when Leia does like her little space Mary Poppins thing. And then I actually did flip off the screen at the end when Luke just outright died because I was like, what are we doing here? Like that was the first. That was like I think I've only flipped off the screen in a movie like maybe like twice. I think the other time was when it was like Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension, and I was like, okay, let's see how this whole thing ends. Obviously, they came back with a new movie, but it didn't really have any real connection with the previous films. But when the Ghost Dimension came out, I booed and flipped off the screen. I did the same thing with the Last Jedi, and I was just livid. I'm like, this is it. This is what it all like led to. You're just gonna just end it there. There's been a weird trend I feel like with movies nowadays, especially with like a lot of the heroic archetypes characters. There's been this need to kind of tear down like characters who have just kind of like this goodness within them, and just so much deconstruction, so much tearing down. It's like writers today just hate the idea of aspirational heroes in today's like media. It's kind of a weird place. Like it's good to have other types of characters. Like you can't all be the stand-up aspirational-esque heroes, but you got to have those characters in there, like somebody who's just good, and that's what motivates everyone else. I feel like to kind of strive towards good. You got to have somebody who's like willing to make the tough choices, and then like still kind of maintain that good aspect to them, kind of be above everyone else in a way to kind of it's something to strive towards. It's not something that's like possible. So that's gone into drug overdose. Absolutely. I mean, my God, like people don't even know like what Superman is anymore. Like how many times you got to see fights online about like, oh, that's not really Superman. Well, this version. Okay. How about the original, like iconic Superman in today's day and age? It just feels like I'm so sick also of evil Superman. I feel like we've had so much evil Superman to death that I'm going to throw up. I mean, what do we have? We have like the show The Boys. That's basically the evil Superman. Was it Invincible? That basically is diving into evil Superman. We've had Elseworld storylines. I'm just like, there you go. Yeah, like I said, Superman Rebirth was good, but you know what happened? They threw that shit all away because, we can't have Superman just being a good dad raising his kid. And they just took a big dump of it on it. So, yeah, evil Superman, I'm over. It was kind of like neat when Injustice came out. I ever watched Christopher Reeve Superman Incorporated, the fourth movie, which is a hit. Yeah, Superman 4 is not good. Christopher Reeve is good in all 4 Superman movies he's been in. It's just the films kind of after the first one weren't very good. Although Superman 3 does have my favorite scene in any Superman movie, believe it or not. When he kind of fights, when they have that junkyard fight, and he kind of he kind of defeats. He kind of has like an internal battle that kind of manifests itself, and then like you have like Clark Kent battling the evil Superman, and then Clark Kent kind of triumphs over that evil Superman, and then like evil Superman's gone, and then he opens up his like shirt, and you see the S logo. It's such a great moment. Like it just puts a big smile on my face. Yeah, but it's like it's being released. The show is now, Tevye. I'm just saying, like, or what was that other movie, Brightburn, like the James Gunn produced Superman movie that looked like Man of Steel. So much in terms of evil Superman these days. I've just had enough of evil Superman. It'd be more subversive and surprising if he saved a cat out of a tree, or if you had somebody who's just a good guy. Somebody who does just nice things. It's funny you should mention that, Andre Rance, because I've actually been going back with my friend and watching all the X-Men movies. It's been kind of like up and down for a lot of them right now. We just did First Class recently. So we're going to be watching the Wolverine next whenever we get back together and, sit down and watch the movies. But we do plan on covering all the X-Men films. Those will be our after the movies. And then we were going to go back afterwards and try and cover all the non-MCU Marvel movies. So like going back from like Howard the Duck, like Daredevil 2003, Elektra, a lot of like real stinkers, but also some hopefully entertaining ones. So that's kind of like another plan, I should say, for the channel that we wanted to do. Those will be just simple after the movie videos, because just like my friend and I going back and like to the beginning and watching all of them. So is treated like weakness when it can be turned into a great strength? Yes. Yes, we will be covering Dark Phoenix and finishing up the X-Men movies with New Mutants. I've never seen Dark Phoenix, New Mutants, and I also haven't seen The Wolverine. I've seen Logan, love Logan, but I never watched The Wolverine. So just watched First Class. So next up is The Wolverine. I'm losing my voice here. But yeah, so let's talk about other stuff. Kindness isn't a weakness. It is a strength. Exactly. Somebody who's willing to show compassion, even for like the worst people, like that to me takes a lot of strength. So like a character like, I know a lot of people are like, well, it doesn't make them more relatable and all that. Like with heroes, like with characters like Superman and that, just who are just kind of have this innate goodness in them. I feel like it's just kind of this like belief that like, it's kind of like the cynical viewpoint, I feel like, where people just can't believe that somebody's just ultimately good. There has to be some more like negative like reasons for that. You can't just have like this innate goodness within people. So somebody just trying to do the right thing. So I kind of just like, I'm kind of tired of it. I just want to see good heroes again. Like when I was younger, yeah, I kind of had this phase where I was like, I'm kind of tired of the corny goody goods, but now I'm kind of like, I kind of miss that a bit. Like when I used to watch Power Rangers as a kid, like all those, like the teenagers with attitude, they didn't really have attitude, but they were just kind of good people. Like they just did everything good. You just don't see that anymore. So I'm kind of hoping we get to see that maybe change in some of the movies. So, but let's talk about some movies really quickly. Let's talk about DC Comics and their insane film slate that they're trying to pull off. So obviously we got Joker 2 coming out. Like that one's going to be kind of its own thing. The Batman is going to have its own thing as well. And the DC extended movie universe is kind of in a weird place. There's so many back and forth rumors about this thing. They can't even get like Superman in their movies. It's been headless cameo, faceless cameos, and all that. I don't know the reason why things are the way they are with a lot of stuff. There's all sorts of like bullshit drama kind of going around in terms of like the franchise. But it's just kind of annoying at this point. It's like, can we just get a good Superman movie at this point? Oh, that'll be an interesting video to heal him. So I've been watching the director's cut, which has more blood and feels. Yeah, I'll try to look into it. We're kind of just watching on Disney Plus and stuff. Yeah, the DCU is a big stinky mess. It really has been kind of a mess for a while. Like there's been some things I really liked, but they really like a lot of the divisiveness. I feel like started back in BVS. I mean, Man of Steel was more liked than disliked, I felt like. But there still was a good enough foundation to kind of build off of in some way. It needed one more draft to kind of fix things right a little bit, because there's a lot of good stuff, but it's just, kind of all over the place. We're not going to get the Superman movie. It's a lot of factors, Tevya, because you had what Zack Snyder was doing, which was very divisive with audiences. Batman vs Superman got laughed out of theaters. Also, it's not 100% his fault. Warner Brothers was involved in like hacking that movie up. Even the Ultimate Edition doesn't fix a lot of things. You still have Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. You still have Superman dying and all that stuff. But you had Ben Affleck as Batman. You had some cool action sequences in that too. I'm really mixed on Batman vs Superman in general as a movie. I liked Man of Steel a lot more. It just felt like after that, like BVS felt like such kind of a letdown. In some ways it did improve, and then in a lot of ways it just got a lot worse. Yeah, so what do we got? I don't know. I have the new regime canceling everything. I'm scared about my show, Young Justice. Yeah, Young Justice. That's another show, which has kind of fallen off, if I'm being honest. Really, the first 2 seasons of Young Justice were really good. Season 3 was more messy. Season 4 was better, but it still wasn't really great. But I'm hoping season 5 picks up. They just have too many characters on Young Justice, and it really just kind of hurts the show. But yeah, like, so Warner Brothers, or Warner Brothers Discovery, they've had like so many different regime changes going on there, and it's been a big mess. It's just no matter which direction they go in, there's always like some sort of bad press here, and then you hear this back and forth. Oh, Henry Cavill's back. He's gonna be at Comic-Con. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Oh, he's gonna be in this thing. Oh, that's not true. Oh, he's gonna be in this thing. Oh, it's not true. Just if you can't do this and then just recast. That's kind of where I'm at this point. It's actually granted it took until last year, but the payoff was amazing. Yeah, Justice League, I liked that cut of the movie better than the 2017 one. Although there are some bits that I'm going to be honest, I kind of liked in the 2017 version better. I actually liked when Superman came back, he was more upbeat. Bad CGI aside, I do think that's Henry Cavill's best performance because he was actually allowed to show off more charisma in the 2017 version. But yeah, the CGI looks awful. I'm just saying, like his mustache and that. But Henry Cavill's performance itself, like that felt the most Superman-y, if that makes sense. Like it felt like the good old like the Boy Scout Superman. He was more upbeat. He was positive. It felt like more of a change. He still kind of felt like it feels like he's not allowed to express as much emotion as he could. He's not allowed to show off a lot of that charismatic side. He's kind of limited, I feel like, in a lot of Zack Snyder's vision. Like Superman should be a lot more charismatic in these movies. And Henry Cavill can be that. I've seen this guy. Like he's a very charismatic guy. He's just not allowed to play that given that direction. So, and in terms of like continuing the Snyderverse in that, that fan base, I'll tell you what about the fan base. Some are pretty chill and want to see it. Okay, I'm cool with that. But a lot of that fan base is pretty insufferable. Like especially on like Twitter and that. It's like, my God, do you have anything else to do? Like I said, I've dealt with some cool ones, and then I've like if they continue any of that stuff, okay, cool. But if they don't, I'm fine with it. But at this point, I don't think they should bring Zack Snyder back. I think it's for the best to really just like after the Flash movie, just kind of do like a clean slate almost. Just kind of refresh things a bit, get some new people in there who can do a better job because Zack Snyder's vision was very divisive. Yes, his fan base like thinks of him as like the Messiah. And that he can do no wrong, but you gotta get somebody else in there at this point. You can't like Zack Snyder dealt with a lot of shit too at Warner Brothers. Do you really want to see him go through a lot of that again? No, I think it's more interesting that he's doing stuff at Netflix as opposed to like Warner Brothers Discovery. Let him do his original Netflix stuff. Like I think it's good. He directed 3 DCU movies, but like let him do his own thing. Yeah, Cavill is a good choice for Superman. I just wanted to be in a really good Superman movie that's not very divisive, because Man of Steel is a very divisive movie. It does things that aren't very good. It does some amazing things, like the action standpoint. My God, like that final fight is the live-action Dragon Ball Z fight I always wanted to see. Score is excellent. There's some really triumphant feels. Michael Shannon is an excellent General Zod. But then you have really bad stuff, like the whole tornado sequence and like the Kents in general are just kind of awful. If I'm being honest, in that movie, like they're good actors, but just kind of the writing for them just felt like if these people were as paranoid and cynical as they're kind of written, like would they really have brought Clark in like that? I don't know. Like I didn't like the. So yeah, there's a lot of people far the same people, not the insane people. There you go, Tevia. Like I said, there's some cool people I've met, but there's also some insufferable ones. It was not making the. Yeah, look at that. That's another example of like the bad decision making with Zack Snyder. Like I said, Zack Snyder made a movie I really loved in Watchmen, but that's kind of like the anti like superhero movie in a way, just based on those characters. It's a more cynical story. It's kind of like the anti Superman with all that stuff. But Watchmen is very good. Like he is tailor made to make a Watchmen movie. May have not been the best choice for Superman. He did some good stuff, but yeah, like David Goyer and Chris Nolan too, Tevia. Like we can blame Nolan for a lot of that stuff too. But Andre Rance is right here. Making the dead Robin Dick Grayson over Jason Todd is one of the dumbest decisions you could possibly make. And now look at where we're at in DC. It's like, what? Why do you feel the need to like take one of the most iconic characters in all of comics, Dick Grayson, and just saying, oh, they're the dead Robin. This is why Batman's going along murdering people and all that stuff. No. That is a bad decision, and it's hurt the universe as a result. You had an older Batman. You know what would have been fine? Have Tim Drake already be the Robin in BVS. You could still have the Jason Todd thing on there. Dick Grayson, you can explain where him and Barbara Gordon went off and to move to another city and they're living together. Problem solved. That's all you have to do. But like making the dead Robin Dick Grayson over Jason Todd is a really stupid decision, and I can't get behind it. I legitimately can't get behind it. There's so many, you lose so much story potential, which is why I hope the Flash movie, like now the latest batch of rumors going around are that after the Flash movie, things are kind of be like reset post Man of Steel a bit, where Affleck and Cavill are back and they have to like, but the BVS and Justice League never really happened, so they're gonna have to like recruit everyone again. I don't know. Like the Flash movie sounds like the Days of Future Past thing. So, and what about Michael Keaton? Like, what's going on with him? Like, was he just a one-off? He was supposed to be in Batgirl and all that, and I just don't know anymore. DC movies, man, what a total mess. I can say this though, the Flash movie, I have all that bad press with Ezra Miller. It's going to come out. They spent too much money on it, even though they wrote off Batgirl. Like the Flash movie is a very expensive movie, and apparently, based on test screening going around, it's supposedly pretty good. And I hope it is good. Like I want to see a really good Flash movie. So we'll see what happens with that. I think the Flash movie actually be pretty good. I think Andy Muschietti is a good director. I liked what he did with the It movies. And I'm going to tell you straight up, Michael Keaton's going to be the best part of that movie. I can guarantee it. He's going to come back and steal the show. I think Michael Keaton's going to be amazing in that Flash movie. I think Keaton's going to come in, prove all the people who have been poking fun at him being an older Batman coming in this thing. And then once he shows up, it's going to be the same thing that happened back in 89. People laughed at the idea of him being Batman back then. And you know what he did? He showed everybody up because he's the GOAT. Michael Keaton is still, in my opinion, the best live-action Batman we've had. Yeah, there's still the aspect of, like, the killing bits, which, like I said, that was, everything post that movie shouldn't have an excuse to do that, is what I'm saying. But Keaton, man, this guy was so good as Batman. He's going to crush it, and it's going to be the best aspect of the movie. Plus, you get him and Ben Affleck in the movie, too, so I think that's a plus. And then Affleck's apparently in Batman, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Who knows what they're doing with that thing, because the rumor was Keaton was going to replace Affleck and become, like, the Nick Fury of the DCEU, and then Affleck was allegedly going into, like, disappear, and they got to find him for the, like, crisis thing. Who knows anymore? Yeah, that'd be a stupid idea. Jared Leto, man. Oh, God. Jared Leto is so bad that he's unintentionally kind of funny as the Joker, but oof, rough. Oof. Yeah, we'll see how the Flash movie turns out, Tevya. And you can't make Dick Grayson Red Hood. It just doesn't work, although that would be interesting if they did that route. To be honest, I would do anything just to see Dick Grayson. Yeah, I mean, we need a good Dick Grayson. Can we get Batman and Robin in a movie together? No, not any of what they do on Titans. Granted, I met the two of the people on Titans. They were pretty nice. But can we get, like, a proper Dick Grayson? We haven't had Batman and Robin on the big screen together since Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin. Yeah, Batman Forever, when Batman and Robin came together, people cheered. They went crazy over that stuff. And now, we haven't had Batman and Robin together on screen. Batman and Robin, like the dynamic duo. Where the hell is that in any of the movies? Like, I think it's bullshit. Oh yeah, we had Robin John Blake in The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, like that's Nolan's cop-out reason for not including Dick Grayson, but because we can't just have Robin. But you know what? Like I said, it's just, I mean, the Nolan trilogy stood on its own, but like post that, when we had the DCU ready to set up, if you're going to do an older Batman, you could have had all that other stuff established. Like, you can fix this post Flash. Just reset the timeline a bit. Say Dick Grayson and like Barbara Gordon are off living in Bloodhaven together. That's why you don't see them in the other stuff. Have Tim Drake be his current Robin that leaves who's been working with Bruce for a couple of years now, that leaves the door open for Damian since this is an older Batman. And then if Ben Affleck wants to get out, you bring back Dick Grayson, have him be the Batman, and then Damian's his Robin. Problem solved. Look, I just solved the whole Bat Family debacle. The Bat Family would make money. But, yeah, it's just, why did you say that name? Why did you say Batman and Robin? So Batman and Robin's at least kind of fun. Batman and Robin's a bad movie, but I love it for how ridiculous it is. Like, it's so over the top goofy. But you know what? I still miss seeing Batman and Robin working together. Like, you can do a good Batman and Robin movie with them sharing the screen together. I mean, we've already proved that. Okay, remember the movie Kick-Ass? What was the best part of that movie? Hit Girl. She came in and she kicked the shit out of everybody, and it was awesome. And then what's another good movie with that, like, aspect of, like, the older character with the younger, like, sidekick-esque thing? Logan. Like, what was it? Daphne Keane in that movie. She was amazing. But, like, granted, she had, like, kind of like a superpowers in some ways. But, she kicked a lot of ass. So, and this is comic book stuff. You can make a little bit of a heightened reality. It doesn't have to be fully 100% realistic. Have, them show up. Like, you can have the Bat family in there. We will accept it. It's a movie. It's a work of fiction. This is a universe where some guy can run super fast and go through time and all that. You have Green Lantern rings. People come back from the dead. Magic rings, space aliens, and all that stuff. I think we can suspend our disbelief in this little heightened reality that they have with Bat family members doing their thing. Why we don't get the Bat family together in a movie is just stupid. Like, there's so much good story potential. It's like, here's Batman on his own, Batman on his own, Batman on his own. I'm sick of it. I love Batman, but can we get the Bat family in a movie together? I mean, we just got another reboot with Matt Reeves. Really good movie. Solid film, in fact. But can we get Robin working with Batman? Is that so hard? Is that really that hard to just bring Robin in? So, I don't know. How's it going, Ed? Good to see you. Yep. There we go. Yeah, she was great in Logan. Logan's an awesome movie, by the way. Like, go check out Logan. I thought that movie was fantastic. To me, that should have been the last X-Men movie ever made. I don't think you're going to top it. Ron's Green Lantern movie was so bad. They're so scared Warner Bros. To make another Green Lantern to me. Yeah, I heard they're going to do a Green Lantern Corps movie, and then I heard they're going to do like a Green Lantern show. Where is it? What's going on here? Oh, and then HBO Max canceling literally everything and just deleting stuff. Oh yeah, let's take this animated Batman show, the Cape Crusader, that has Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams working on it. Let's just throw it aside. Stupid. Boy, talking sometimes for an hour like you lose your voice. But yeah, I think it's bullshit. We don't have Batman and Robin working together in a movie. Get them together, get the Bat family together, fix the DCEU. It's just been, man, you want to see him succeed. In a lot of ways, they're more interesting than what's going on in the MCU right now because you never know what you're going to get. But at least a lot of the movies have a more unique vision. With the MCU, my God, I'm on burnout mode with that series. I haven't watched the last 3 Disney Plus series. I didn't watch, what was it, Moon Knight. I didn't watch Miss Marvel. And I'm not watching She-Hulk. I just don't have any interest in it. Like, the Disney Plus shows are not that good. Like, What If had like one really cool Doctor Strange episode, but other than that, didn't care much for it. WandaVision was not good. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, didn't care for it. Loki was not So, I don't know. Ghostbusters Afterlife 2, or whatever they decide to call it, I'm interested in it. I know it's going to be film, like the working title is Firehouse. I think is it Jason Reitman's directing this one? I don't exactly know. Like, it's been kind of like they've been kind of under wraps for it, but they're going back to New York. I hope it's good. I like Ghostbusters Afterlife, so yeah. Killing off Dick Grayson was a terrible idea. The first thing the Flash movie needs to fix is that rectify that mistake and then build out from there. You have to have Dick Grayson. He's such an important character to DC Comics, and just brushing him aside, like, imagine you had the chance to finally make a cohesive DC universe, and then you decide, let's just kill off Dick Grayson like he's nothing. What disrespect. X-Men enjoying the MCU. It's the only thing I'm waiting for. Until then, I need a break from the MCU just for yeah, I don't blame you. Like, 2 Avengers movies in the same year, that's ridiculous. They did that with The Matrix back in the day when they could have just spaced it out a year, but it's just too much. Wait, which Justice League not happens? I think the Flash movie is going to erase all the Justice League movies and BVS and that from the timeline. But yeah, so just some dumb ideas. They had a good setup too. Like with the older Batman, you could have already had everything else established and living within that world, but they just threw it all aside. Man, see, this is one of the reasons. Like, I mean, there's some good Zack Snyder does, but there's also a lot of bad. And killing Dick Grayson, to me, is just like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Like, imagine like you have the chance, you have the keys to the kingdom of DC Comics. You can make a cool universe in that. And you decide, you know what, we're going to kill off Dick Grayson and just make him the Dead Robin instead of Jason Todd and just eliminate all the story potential. Just so dumb. Batgirl worked great. Yeah, I heard some of the same things, Tevya, about the Batgirl test screens, but let's also factor in that they're only a few weeks into like post-production. I mean, it's a far from completed movie, so not everything's in place. Any opinions on Indiana Jones 5 comes out next year? I have like no excitement or like no disappointment for it. It's the same guy who made Logan, so maybe it'll be good this time around. I'm somebody who does not hate Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't despise it by any stretch of the means. Yeah, there's a lot of dumb from it, but have you seen some of the other Indiana Jones movies? Like Temple of Doom to me is like the dumbest. But I still enjoy Temple of Doom enough. And like Crystal Skull's all right. It's got some dumb bits to it. But you know, like I guess I'll check it out when it comes out. I mean, I hope it's good. I hope we get a good final conclusion to this like Indiana Jones series. I used to give it a watch to Helam, because Ghostbusters Afterlife is the best of the Ghostbusters sequels. It's certainly a lot better than the 2016 film, and I think like it was something that kind of needed to kind of clean the slate a little bit. Yeah, I feel bad for Brendan Fraser too. He would have been great. I'm sure. You know, I actually saw a video today of him kind of like breaking down into tears, like after like getting a standing ovation at was it like the Venice Film Festival over like his new movie The Whale that's coming out. So I've noticed this online. The one thing that can unite the world is people wanting to see Brendan Fraser happy, and I want to see the guy happy. I've been a big Brendan Fraser fan, pretty much since I first saw The Mummy at like age 5 or 6. I've always liked the guy. He's done excellent movie. George of the Jungle is one of my favorites growing up. Bedazzled, Blast from the Past. I think he's a really great actor who was really dealt kind of a crappy hand. And it was kind of sad to see him kind of disappear for a while, but he's been really making a comeback the last couple of years. Trust, he was excellent on. Doom Patrol, he's the best part of the show. Obviously, he works with another actor, I think Riley Shanahan, is in the robot suit, but his voice work, and man, is he hilarious on that show. Like, and then I was excited to really see him like take off in Batgirl. Like, this is great. Like, more Brendan Fraser, the better. But unfortunately, they hit it. But you know what? Maybe they might do a 180 once he wins Best Actor, which I hope he does. I don't care for the Oscars, but Brendan Fraser happy makes me happy. So Morbius was also a train wreck, but it did give us some great memes, Tevya. I have not watched She-Hulk at all. I don't really have any interest in it at all. I've seen a few clips. It's not really my thing. I just could care less. But if anybody's seen it, like Daredevil, yeah, it's cool that he'll be showing up, but like, will it? It won't be as good or well written as the Netflix Daredevil series. I'm just telling you straight up. I watched She-Hulk and I thought it was meh. However, I don't get why people freaked out with the tweaking. Oh yeah, the twerking scene. I could care less. CGI looks really bad, and like Hulk 2003 looked better. Disney has all the money in the world, and they just rush and like put so much pressure on their VFX artists to get to pump shit out, and it's just too much. And it's gonna the quality is gonna suffer. Sure, why not? More Sam Raimi director cuts, the better. So yeah, I mean, Brendan Fraser is just great in pretty much everything he does. To me, Rick O'Connell is the last great movie, is like the perfect like movie hero, like the last truly great one. Like Rick O'Connell is one of my favorite characters in all of cinema. I mean, he's just got like the total package in terms of like what you want like an action hero. He's funny, he's charismatic, he's vulnerable, he's not afraid to make himself like he's like I say, he's not afraid to make himself look vulnerable on screen. He's got the charm, he can do the romance stuff. You can do the action. He's believable. Like just kind of like every aspect you want. Like he's really reluctant at first, and then he kind of has to overcome that. He learns from Edie. Like those two are like one of my in terms of favorite movie couples. Rick and Evie are like top tier for me. Like those two, like you really get to see them like grow and develop. Like she was kind of the brains. He was kind of like the bronze of the operation. And then by the time Mummy Return comes around, they kind of fill the gap. Like she becomes more action oriented, and then he becomes smarter in that too. Like I think that's a really good dynamic that really works very well. Mummy 1999, one of my favorite movies of all time. Mummy Returns is fun too, but it's clearly rushed. And then Mummy 3, it's like just okay. But I still like Brendan Fraser in all those movies. Wish he would have got his Mummy 4 instead of the Dark Universe version of it with Tom Cruise. Yeah, I feel bad for the VFX artists too. I understand why people are so like, so it's no big deal. We've seen worse. Yeah, I just don't care for the twerking scene. Yeah, by Sam Raimi because it felt like a horror movie. Scarlet between the villains were awesome. Yeah, like Scarlet Witch, like I was glad she was the villain. Like I never really cared much for Wanda Maximoff, like in this universe, if I'm being honest. But like she has a very crazy fan base. I tell you what, I've interacted with them on Twitter, and it wasn't always like the most pleasant. But like it's always fun to kind of troll that a bit. Like if I'm being honest, it's kind of fun. But yeah, Wanda, she's been a villain like since WandaVision. Like I like her more as a villain than as a hero. Like I think she plays the villain quite well. Now, I wish Sam Raimi was allowed to go a little bit more unhinged with that movie, but he's playing within the confines of Marvel. There's clearly a lot of changes and that going on with it, but yeah, like Wanda, like as a villain, is so much better than Wanda as a hero. Oh yeah, Mummy 99, pitch perfect. Like that movie has everything going for it. There's a reason people like still like quote that movie. Like Mummy, like all the memes about it are still great. Like you go to like Memotep memes on Facebook, like I think that's a lot of fun. Mommy 1999, just an exceptional movie. One of my favorites of all time. I remember watching that on VHS in my cousin's house because I was really into the Universal horror aspects, and I used to have the Universal Monsters collections on VHS, a lot of the tapes. So I've been watching horror movies ever since I was little. A lot of those black and white ones that I just love so much. And then I went to my cousin, stayed the night. He showed me like he had the Mummy on VHS, and I'd never really heard this thing. Like I'm like, okay, the Mummy. I watched it. I was like in awe. I thought it was just the coolest thing in existence. Like from the sandstorm face, like he like Arnold Vosloo is great, and then the action, the comedy. Fucking Benny, like Benny Gabor is like one of my favorite slime balls in movie history. Hey, Okado, looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river, and all that. Like, or just Rick beating the shit out of Benny in that movie. Just some of my favorite stuff in all of cinema. Mummy is just so fantastic. Like, if you guys didn't get the chance, go check out the Mummy 1999. Exceptional. I don't really have any thoughts on Travis Scott. I'm kind of drawing a blank on who that is right now. Why am I drawing an entire blank on who that is right now? I don't get out much apparently. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really have any thoughts on that because I don't really know much about Travis Scott. I know obscure movies, but I have no idea really much about Travis Scott. To be honest, the only thing I really hate in Doctor Strange. Oh yeah, yeah, Wanda. Like, there's a lot of dumb in Doctor Strange too. Like that movie's a mess. Like the horror aspects are pretty cool, but it's a mess of a movie, especially in the script. Oh yeah, Professor X has died so many times that I just like it means nothing to me at this point. I watched him die in X3, I watched him die in Logan, I watched him die again here. It's just kind of comedic at this point. So yeah. They did play the X-Men theme. Do 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 do. So yeah. Boy, this video started like an interesting place. I guess for more people who are in here, I'll just do a quick recap of what I talked about earlier. So earlier, I talked about some of the updates for the channel. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do comic reviews. There will be 2 out tomorrow: Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths and Batman 127. So, oh wait, hey, there's Nick. Hey Nick, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good day as well. But yeah, go check out Jackson Knight Productions. You know, I'm going to go leave a link in the chat really quick for everyone to check us out. When we talked about the Mummy 1999. Really quickly, because like that was one of the most fun videos I had done on with Nick, because we had a really good time talking about Mummy 1999. I love Mummy 99. I know Nick does too. It to me, it's like one of the most fun, entertaining movies in existence. All right, hang on, I found the video right here. We talked for an hour and 44 minutes, Nick. Holy shit, man. We talked the shit out of Mummy 1999. So I'll leave a link in the description there. Go check that out. And then okay, that's me. Let's see, did that oh yes. So there you go. There's wait, let me paste that link again. Mummy 1999 review with Nick and myself. So I will go ahead and pin message for everyone to check out, because, well, you know, it's the Mummy 1999. So there you go. Go check it out, everyone. I left it in the pinned comment. If you feel like listening, it's more of a podcast type scenario. I think I recorded. Yeah, I think I was in my car, and then I just sat because like I think I just got off of like work or something. That we just kind of chit chatted away, but we talked for an hour and 45 minutes on that movie. Really fun conversation though. So like, I mean, if you have an hour and 45 minutes to spare, go check it out. But Mummy 1999, an absolutely amazing movie. I really hope we get the 4th Mummy at some point with Brendan Fraser back. That would be a dream come true. So, but yeah, I'm glad Brendan Fraser is kind of getting a nice comeback here. Like I said, seeing Brendan Fraser like with love and support, that makes me happy, because he went through a lot of shit. in the 2000s. If you want to know more about that, go ahead and read up about that. But like he went through some real crazy stuff, and he had to like fight his way back into kind of like the more Hollywood spotlight. But he definitely deserves it. Like he's a genuinely nice guy, from what I can tell. So show your face. Howdy. There's my face. Okay, there you go. There's my face. Hypothetical question: somehow Marvel DC did a live action Marvel versus DC movie, do you think would break the box office? Yes. Oh yeah, it would make a ton of money. But I feel like at some point people are just like maybe kind of burnt out a little bit on the whole superhero aspect to it. I mean, it's still going to go around, but you don't really see as much enthusiasm. We'll see how some of the next couple of movies do. But this year at the box office, like the only real movie that's been kind of dominating was Top Gun. But I think more people like it was kind of a breath of fresh air that something that wasn't really a superhero movie was doing so well. Unfortunately, knowing Universal, I don't see another Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser. Hey, you never know, Tevya. I think I think it'll happen. I think Brendan Fraser winning Best Actor. There's already been rumors going around that they want to do a Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser, and their social media accounts like tweet about it like more so often than not. And there's a lot of nostalgia and love for Mummy 1999, and with the success of movies like Top Gun Maverick, I think a lot more people are going to want to go ahead and revisit like the legacy sequel aspect. And I think Mummy 4 could be a lot of fun. It could be like Fraser getting back into the role. You got to bring back Rachel Weisz though. I mean, Mario Bella, she's a fine actress, but the third movie was really missing the old school Rachel and Rick dynamic, because those two had genuinely really great chemistry on screen. Favorite beer? Root beer. Duh. Yes. So there you go. Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion, despite not being a very all that great movie, did make some money. That movie, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. And I just bought it on the extended cut, but it could have been so much better. Jurassic World Dominion still, I think, making money though. It's only like $5 million away from making $1 billion. So it's going to stick around in theaters, I'm sure. They'll do some quick releases just so they can hit that $1 billion aspect. Favorite taco? I don't know, like hard taco, soft taco, depends on the mood. I like quesadillas a lot though. Yes, Nick. Our Commando review was a lot of fun. It hasn't made $1 billion yet, Tevye. I think it's only like $5 million away, and Universal will probably like do a little re-release or something, maybe in some other markets to kind of just push it over that mark. If it's this close, they're gonna want to keep pushing it through until it's done. Exactly. Favorite beer is root beer. I don't really like. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really drink alcohol. I may do them for comedic bits and videos, but I generally just don't really like to drink. I don't like the taste, so therefore I do not drink. That's just kind of the way it is with me. I know a lot of people are just like, "Well, it's not about the taste." And I'm like, no, if something doesn't taste good, just don't want to drink it or eat it. I'm a little stubborn that way, but yeah. So, I mean, you know what? It serves me well. I've seen how it's affected some people I know in the past, and may have not had the most happiest of endings. But I mean, I just like I said, people do it. Like, go ahead. I don't care. Drink, but just be responsible about it. So, I just don't drink because I don't like the taste of it. That's why I don't. That's why I don't drink alcohol. So my favorite beer is root beer. Okie dokie. So we've been rambling on for over an hour or so right now. It's been fun though. Like I said, it's good to do a little live stream from time to time. Beer is evil. Huh. Fun, 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 fun. Fun, 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 fun. Ooh, man, I am like losing my voice pretty badly today at this point. Let me check on something really quickly. So how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Okay. Okay. So yeah, what have we talked about? Oh yeah, we talked about Mummy. Oh yeah, quick recap of the stuff I did before I got sidetracked talking about Mummy 1999 at some point, because I just had a real blast watching it. Power Rangers Time Force isn't I forget, is Bennett from Commando in Time Force, Nick, or is that like another season? or Vernon Wells. Is he in that season? You know, Tevya, I never actually got into Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones wasn't really my thing. I watched a few episodes, first few episodes of it. I was like, it's just not for me. And then I never stuck with it. I just kind of just like kept it off to the side a bit. So, and I just like never got into it. Everyone said the final season was bad, and I'm like, no interest. I mean, that's how I am with so many shows. I gotta go, but hope you have a great day or staying. God bless you all. Thank you very much, Andre Rants. Always good to see you on the streams and that too. So it's always nice when you got more people on these things. So it's always fun. Final season was a train wreck. So there you go. But you know what? That didn't stop people from coming back for House of the Dragon. Apparently, that show's doing a lot. Oh, we got the Lord of the Rings show too, which I mean, I don't really have any interest in it. I've lost interest in Lord of the Rings once The Hobbit came out and it wasn't very good. I haven't actually watched the Hobbit movies since I saw them in theaters because I really love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I remember seeing opening weekends, sitting in the very front row, mind you, watching Return of the King with my head like looking up to that. Like I think good thing I was small and can kind of lean back a bit, but front row, Return of the King, over 3 hours long. That was an epic film experience. So now they have the 4-hour extended edition. Like the first Lord of the Rings trilogy is great. The Hobbit movies, it's clear that they just kind of were winging it the whole time, and that kind of broke Peter Jackson. Like Peter Jackson used to make a lot of stuff, but now he doesn't really direct like actual like films. I think The Hobbit just broke him in general. It's sad to see because Peter Jackson used to be a top dog. His remake of King Kong, excellent. Another great movie he did, The Frighteners. Like he did, like was it Brain Dead and all these other types of movies. But I'd like to see Peter Jackson making some movies again. So yeah, so okay, quick recap, like I said, for those who have joined in a little bit later on. Comic reviews coming out this week. They'll continue to come out after the movies and that. There will be a Cobra Kai Season 5 review by the end of this weekend. I will find time to record that one. That's usually just kind of like an audio review, and I'll usually just kind of like do something like that and just kind of ramble on for a good amount of time. But so yeah, you can look forward to the Cobra Kai Season 5 review at some point this weekend. So yes. Okay, Bennett is Rancic, the main villain. So that's awesome. Vernon Wells is a great actor. I mean, as Commando, he's so fun. Yeah, so like Rancic, I just gotta love the guy. Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me, I'm just wondering below, did you feel with the Winnie the Pooh horror trailer? Because they did a trailer today. Oh boy, it's something. Okay, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I was tempted to make a video on it, but I kind of like refrained myself because I look, I don't mind things going dark from time to time, but at the same time, Winnie the Pooh was something that's just so pure and good. I can't get into it. Like there's like so many like I feel wrong watching it. It's like watching like something so innocent just be destroyed. And like the entire vision of it just being thrown out the window. It looks like crap. But like some people may get a kick out of it. Like I don't mind dark takes on things from time to time, but Winnie the Pooh holds a very special place in my heart. Like because like it was just so innocent and pure and good, and just seeing it like just defiled like this, it's hard for me to watch. I mean, I could get a laugh out of it, I'm sure, and it looks very cheap. And some people may get a laugh out of it. But for me, just Winnie the Pooh was just too good in that. Even South Park in all their like the way they poke fun of things like Mickey Mouse being evil. Oh, totally understand. But Winnie the Pooh, like, was still remained that innocence because even they couldn't bring themselves to destroying Winnie the Pooh. That's true. Public domain. I can make a Winnie the Pooh movie. I just can't make it like the Disney version, but I can make a Winnie the Pooh movie. I could like make a like Ted 3 with Winnie the Pooh if I wanted to. But yeah, Winnie the Pooh is just too good, too pure. So yeah, like I said, back to the recap thing. Comic reviews after the movie, those are maintained. Cobra Kai season 5 review will be out by this weekend. It'll be kind of like the the other Cobra Kai videos I've done. So look forward to that stuff. Next month's big review, Halloween Kills, myself and my friend Steve. That's the plan. That'll be out by Halloween at least. And then probably next year we'll save Halloween Ends for when it comes out on home video for a big written review on that at some point. Maybe we'll do it middle of the year or not. I know, because like when I was doing the Halloween videos before, I kind of just did them at random points in the year. But like we can do Halloween like ends whenever we feel like it. So yeah, and then also the new Hellraiser. So I don't know when that's going to come out on home video, but I do want that's going to be coming out on Hulu next month. So I will definitely be doing a video review on that. We'll see how that turns out. But I am looking forward to talking about a new Hellraiser movie in some way, because like this one I actually have hope is going to be good. This is the first time in a long time I felt like we may have something with the new Hellraiser video. And then obviously I want to go back to doing the DC comic book reviews. And then there's some other collaborations in that coming up at some points throughout the year. I'll probably do live streams of that with the others on different channels and stuff. But no real big major stuff other than just the kind of the Halloween Kills video, which will be the big video next month that I'm really looking forward to working on. I have a really good time filming those videos. Like for me, that's like the most fun videos for me to film is you get like a collaboration like that. Like when I get to work with my friend and that on this stuff, like whenever I do a collaboration, like those to me are always the most fun. Like that's a video like I've been talking about with my friend for like the past year or so. But that's one that I'm just looking for. Really that one's gonna be a fun video. So we were just brainstorming how we do the intro of it. But there's a lot to say about Halloween Kills. Like it's a very entertaining movie, but it's also very dumb. So I'll just leave that. Those are my little thoughts on the movie before we get to that big review. But there's gonna be we're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. So yeah, which I get. That's the point. Because money, Tevya. Because they went public domain. That's the way to get to cash in and get a cheap buck. And hey, you know what? People are talking about it, so they must be doing something right. And I've seen every Winnie the Pooh movie. I literally spent last year, I think it was, I watched every single Disney film in history, all the theatrical, every animated one, all their theatrical and their straight to video ones. So that took a long time to do. But yeah, so like that was quite the epic project to do. Are you excited for Avatar: The Way of Water? Avatar: The Way of Water, I'm not really excited for it. Like, I'm like, I'll go see it when it comes out, but I have legitimately no hype for this movie. I didn't really care much for the first Avatar movie. I never thought it was all that great. And now I wait for Nick to leave a comment as to be like, "What Avatar is the greatest thing in the world?" I'm sorry, Nick. I don't like it, man. Visually it was nice at the time, but like watching it now, I'm like, I know it's getting a re-release this month, but I just never got all that into Avatar. Halloween Ends is going to Peacock. Yeah, it's going to Peacock and theaters, but I'm going to be watching it in theaters first because, like, I still don't get why they decided to do that. I mean, they were successful last year with it, but I feel like you'd make way more money not having it go to like same day if you're Universal. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Christopher Robin. To be honest, I never actually watched that movie, but I watched all the animated Winnie the Pooh movies. I will have to watch that at some point. I kind of want to watch all the live action Disney adaptation movies at some point. You know, that could be fun. But yeah, I mean it's cool because like some people can watch it at home and also in theaters, but I want to watch it in theaters for my first experience of Halloween Ends. So I've been kind of avoiding spoilers best I can for that movie. I do have some speculation on my end that Michael Myers isn't the only one in the movie doing the killings. I think there's probably some sort of copycat. That's a theory I have. But I've been avoiding like everything I can for the movie because I just want to go into that one mostly blind. It's been kind of very vague about like Halloween Ends because originally Halloween Ends was supposed to be filmed back to back with Halloween Kills, and it was all supposed to take place on the same night. But then they kind of changed that. I think once the pandemic hit, so we'll see how Halloween Ends goes. I've been hearing rumblings that like the real ending has not been shown to audiences, and they're trying to keep that more of a surprise. They kind of film multiple different things, so we'll see how it all turns out. I hope it's good because David Gordon Green is going to go from that to doing the Exorcist, an Exorcist trilogy. So I hope things are kind of good there. All right, I'll take your word for it, Tevye, about Christopher Robin. So yeah, also in terms of slasher villains, can we bring back Jason Voorhees? When is that legal nonsense going to be settled? I feel like it's gone on for so long. It's been 13 years since the last Friday the 13th movie. I have an idea for a new movie. I'm not going to say it here, but like I feel like would be a really good take for a new Friday the 13th film. But I just would like to see something. I was in Canada when I was very, very little. I have not been to Canada since I was probably like 4 or 5. But I think that's the last time I've been to Canada. So I mean, I'm very close to Canada. I can get there in like within an hour if I wanted to. Um, and I actually like see Canada like at least once a week. Like I get to see Canada every week. It's very close to where I work, which I won't give away. But you know, Canada, man. Maybe one day I'll get to go there again. But I have not been to Canada since I was very little. So yeah. So cool, 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 cool. Boy, I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes. You know, it feels good to stream. Hopefully next time I'll get some more people on the stream. But I want to go a little bit solo this time around. And then maybe next time we'll have like a big epic discussion of things and that. But we shall see. Remember Friday Night had legal issues with the creators in the studio. Yeah, Friday the 13th has had a really crazy legal situation going on with it. It's just ridiculous. Prey would have been better off in theaters. But you know what? I'm glad I watched it at home. So that was a movie where like I think some people have comments saying like I didn't understand the lore. Like, what about AVP? AVP was allegedly not canon. That's why this is like supposed to be like the first time a predator came to Earth. So, but if you factor in AVP to the series, then no, it's not the first time we've had a predator on Earth. And you know, continuity wise in that series, it's kind of a mess. Then we had The Predator, which you know a lot of people hated. I didn't despise that movie when I first saw it. Like rewatching it just wasn't like like when I rewatched it again, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't all that special. But the original Predator is still the best. Prey is a movie that is pretty well done. Um, and you know, with Prey, the issue is it doesn't have the memorable cast like the original Predator did. It's not. I don't think it'll hold up as well in a few years. It'll be pretty solid, well liked, but I don't think it's going to remain iconic. If I'm being honest. Yep, Big Jack Films definitely is like he's Mr. Canada. So I mean, he's asked me to come to Canada a few times, but you know maybe in time I'll go to Canada. But we shall see. Maybe a few years from now, it would be cool to visit him in Canada. So I'll film a project there or something. We'll hang out in Toronto or something. Yep. One of the few people who like yeah, I actually didn't mind the first AVP movie, Tavia. I liked it when I was younger. Now the second AVP movie is one of the most despicable films I've ever seen. I hate AVP Requiem. I actually do own the DVD, but like I got it for $1, like a bargain bin, because I just didn't want to pay any more money for it. It's just so bad. I'd probably have Green Goblin's glider, if I'm being honest. Because Doc Ock's tentacles, like if I'm like stuck with those things forever, I like can't move around as well, and like I'm just kind of trapped. Unless they're like I can take them on and off, like that'd be a whole other thing. They'd just be more of a mess. I feel like the glider I can fly around and have some fun with it. It is a train wreck. I hate Requiem too. Yeah, AVP Requiem it just kind of sucks in general. So yeah. Whew, that's been a fun discussion. Drink water, stay hydrated because I'm losing my voice. Okay, so I think I'm going to go on for another like 7 minutes, and I'll finish the stream up at like 7, and then we'll call it a day from there. But like I said, I just want to get the stream out there. Hopefully next time I'll get some people. Like I want to get some topics for future streams. If everyone wants to like do me a favor and leave some comments below about topics for future types of like live streams you want to see in the channel, because I want to make this a more frequent thing. But I want to have like more time to discuss and like plan things out and that. Because I like doing live streams. Like one of my favorite things to do is like when I go on like Ryan's channel or Nick's channel or even Jack's channel or Tevia's and just kind of do some live streams, because those to me are just the most fun. I have been to the Caribbean before. I went to Belize and Honduras, and then I went to I think I went to Cozumel and some of the U.S. Virgin Islands when I was younger. Like I went on 2 family cruises, and like when I was like 4th and 5th grade or something like that. 4th and 6th, something like that, like 5th, 6th grade. I don't know. I was pretty young when I went on those cruises, like all those many years ago. Like now, like the time. things are like age is starting to catch up to me a little bit. I'm still pretty youthful and I stay energetic, but it's been a long time since I've been on a cruise or been to the Caribbean. Like I hate the fact that I don't travel as much as when I was younger. It just kind of eats away at me. But maybe perhaps one day I will hopefully go on another cruise at some point. I got to save up for it, but that's something I do want to do at some point, like go on a big epic vacation again. I did like I did like a Sean vacation like last year. I went on a solo trip up north. That was pretty fun to do. And then I took 1 week vacation for myself earlier this year. But then like I got like a new job, and so like all my for the other company I was working for, like my PTO kind of went away, and so it was like I couldn't really I had to start fresh. So it's kind of like one of those things. All right, Tevya. Thanks for stopping by on the stream. Glad you were able to show up and talk for stuff. I'm gonna be on for another 5 minutes, then I'm gonna close this thing off. But I have really been enjoying hearing everybody talk about different stuff on here. So that's been that's been fun. So looks like I'm getting a message. Okay, so what other questions we got going on here? I have definitely not been to Costa Rica. Although that'd be kind of cool. Okay. Okay, 1 second, just getting a message. So, hang on. What's the extended cut? I just bought the extended cut. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I've seen the prologue and then online. I literally just bought it like the other day. So I just opened it up. So I gotta sit down and watch the entire extended cut. But I'll get my thoughts on it in time. Yeah. So like I will watch the extended cut at some point for Jurassic World Dominion. So. But yeah, like I said, at some point I do want to talk maybe the extended cut in that. So sorry, I was getting other messages just now. All right, Tevya, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Hope you have a nice day. So yeah. So yeah, if anybody has any other suggestions for different types of live streams you want to see me talk about, maybe you do a DC Comics related live stream, a MonsterVerse related one. I am excited for like the next phase of the MonsterVerse. I'm really hopeful it's going to be pretty good because there's just so much potential with this series, with whatever it is they're going to do with this next phase of the MonsterVerse. Okay. Gonna give this another 3 minutes, and then we're gonna close down the shop for today. And spring rolls today, so good. Okay, yeah, spring rolls are pretty solid. I gotta eat dinner myself. I just had kind of like a skillet today, and then that's just about it. I didn't really eat much today. Like yesterday, I was eating a little bit more. Today, not so much. But maybe I'll get dinner in a little bit. So I don't know what I should do. What should I do for dinner, everyone? Maybe leave a comment there. So, oh wow, shit, got a lot of notifications here. Okay. Oh man, losing my voice. So, let me leave some comments. Okay, I also left a pinned comment for you to check out the Mummy review. I'm gonna have to replace that really quick. So, that was fun. So yeah, I guess one quick last rundown. Comic reviews tomorrow. Dark Crisis, Batman. So you'll get those tomorrow. You should make live streams about topics when there's like news happenings. Yeah, I definitely should at some point. The MonsterVerse ones I usually do on Kaiju Network's channel because those are just like he's got the bigger audience of it. I know he's gonna be pretty busy like this for the next few months now. He's back on campus and that. So Hopefully we'll be able to kind of get together and do like a once a month stream like we've been doing, because those are always fun to do. Like if we can get like an hour in just kind of talking about stuff, like I really enjoy that, interacting with the chat and all that. But I think I need to expand a little bit on my channel too. I've been kind of DC comic book focused for a bit. I mean, also covering MonsterVerse stuff and various other things, but I kind of want to build out the audience a little bit. I know I have more of like, I don't really have a specific thing on my particular channel. It's mostly been like comic book stuff as of late, because those are just easy videos to do. And I'm already reading the stuff anyway, so I figured I might as well talk about it. But I do want to get more into like, I got to get back more into my Godzilla phase again. Maybe I can go back and do that whole like Godzilla review series that like kind of like a redux of a lot of that stuff. Because like I go back and I try and watch some of those older videos I did from like years ago. It's hard for me to watch them because I don't really think a lot of them are all that good. And they could just be done a lot better. And it's just like trying to watch them now. It's just like, oh, you stumbled your words so much, Sean. You're like rambling. Like, I mean, I was a lot younger back then. Like when I did 30 Days of Godzilla, this is like a decade ago. So it's kind of hard for me to get back into and watch some of that stuff like I did, like I'm doing now. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Did you like the new Stranger Things season? I thought it was okay. I'm going to be honest. I've kind of fallen off with Stranger Things. I really loved the first 2 seasons, and season 3 was, fun, like kind of like joking a bit. But it just, when season 4 happened, like I really struggled for those first couple episodes. It started to get good when they kind of broke off into the different parts, but it's just kind of a repeating pattern at this point. They introduced a new character who's arguably the most likable character. I'm like, oh, this character's going to die. Oh, wait. Guess what? That's happened again. Or the annoying teen. Now that the kids are like not kids anymore, they're more teenagers. They're just a lot more annoying, and it's just kind of insufferable to sit through this. So like those first couple episodes with 11 in like high school and that was just, oh man, I was like, oh, this is so bad. Like I can't do it. But then it picked up the pace a little bit, and we'll see. Hopefully, season 5 kind of fixes things and redeems a lot of it. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, things I want to do, all that other stuff. So, but yeah, Stranger Things, I kind of had a bit of a falling out with it. I'll still watch the final season because I've watched everything, but like trying to rewatch season 4, I'm just like, man, this just does not hit the way it used to. And I'm kind of disappointed in it, if I'm being honest, because I used to really love Stranger Things. But like really like season 1, 2, I feel like that's where the show kind of peaked. The characters are just a lot more likable then. And the fact that we had to do some of the same things over and over again, like just kind of repeating things, like Mike being a dick to Will and that. I actually have been skydiving, Ed. You can check out my channel. There's a whole skydiving video I did. I even edited the music from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, during the skydive jump. Skydiving is awesome. I've been thinking about going again, but everyone else, all my friends and like family members are too terrified to go. Oh, looks like we got another person in the chat here. We have The View with Drew. Oh, he's got a Logan profile picture. I love the Logan look right there. How you doing, The View with Drew? Nice to see you here on the live stream. I was actually talking about Logan and how awesome it is of a movie. And my friend and I have been kind of doing videos revisiting the X-Men series because a lot of these movies I haven't actually seen before. So it's actually fun to kind of go back and look at it. So doing good. Glad to see you're doing good. But yeah, so I think if that answers your question, Ed, on Stranger Things, like I said, I had a bit of a falling out with it, and it just didn't quite hit the way it does. How did you start knowing Big Jack Films? I assume you meant Big Jack Films. That's probably just a typo. Big Jack Films. Okay. I met Jack. I actually like found Jack really through Nick's channel. Like he was the one I was, doing the Mummy 99 review. So I watched a video with Big Jack Films. I actually met him at G-Fest in person. That's how I first met Jack officially, because it's so weird because like I just done like a first video with Nick on his channel, because I was very hesitant to do crossover videos back in the day because like you don't know anyone and you can't really trust as many people. Now I just kind of do them like for whatever. So yeah, I did a video on Nick's channel, and then I was following his channel along, and then I heard Jack in it. I'm like, okay, that's Jack. And then I went to G-Fest 2018. Jack was screening like an early cut, or like more of like not a finalized cut of his King Kong remake, but I think like generally like mostly done version of it. And that's where I met him in person. Like, hey, you're so and so from this, and like I didn't really know Jack too well, and then we really started like kind of like hitting it off afterwards. And Jack's a good friend of mine, and we do all sorts of collaborations in that. And one of my favorite video I did last year was with him when we talked about Hook together. That was a lot of fun. I love doing that. So that's where I met him. I met him at G Fest 2018 in person, and then we started collaborating not too long afterwards. I think then, and then we kind of like there's kind of like a group of us that kind of started collaborating together from there. So between Logan and Iron Man 1, which movie do you like more? Ooh, that's a very tough one because I think Iron Man 1 and Logan are both really solid movies. Like Iron Man 1 I saw in theaters and I thought it was awesome, and it really makes me miss the way MCU used to be. Logan is an excellent movie. Logan gets me more emotional. Like I think I like them both on it depends on the mood, honestly, because like Logan arguably is like a better, more emotional experience. But Iron Man 1, man, like, that movie started like the biggest like movie franchise of all time. And there's just a lot going for it. I don't know. I guess it depends on the mood, because like maybe after I rewatch Logan, I'll give it the edge over Iron Man 1. But I really, really love the first Iron Man. Oh yeah, the Hook collaboration was one of the most fun experiences I've had on YouTube in a while. So that was a really long ass video. Like I really love the movie Hook. We're gonna have Jack and Air, like I've talked to him. We'll have to do like the full audio commentary for that review at some point. But we'll get to that eventually, because like Hook was like a long process in the making too. Because like I think I asked him like a year or so before, because we were all like even when we're not collaborating and stuff, we always talk movies and shows and all sorts of things. So Jack and I have a lot of interests in terms of movies and that. We were both big fans of the movie Hook. Like we just kind of talk about it for a while. I think I was the one who suggested to him, like, if we were going to do a collaboration one day, would you want to do Hook for like, I think the 30th anniversary? And then he agreed to do it. And then, he's a very busy guy in terms of projects. Like he has so many coming out. Like it's insane how many he's working on. But I wish him the best with those. So like I said, we agreed to do it. Then we came together, and I thought the video turned out very well. I just had a really good time with it. So thoughts on Edward Norton? I do think it's underrated. I really liked it back then. When I did my rewatch back in 2019 for Avengers Endgame, I didn't like it quite as much. But I do like looking at that movie now and comparing it to where like Bruce Banner is as a character nowadays. Like I beg for Edward Norton to come back and give us a more serious Hulk, because I cannot stomach the way the Hulk has been post Avengers 1. And like Hulk was at his best between Incredible Hulk and the first Avengers movie. Like Ruffalo's best performance was as Bruce, first Avengers movie. After that, like he just kind of like went more jokey, comedic, and it's just never been the same from there. Like Hulk used to be like a more serious character, and you just like felt bad for the guy. But I do miss I did like Edward Norton a lot. I thought he was underrated, but that one's pretty underrated, I think. Opinion on Shrek 5. I don't really have much opinions on it. Like I fell out of Shrek. Like I've kind of lost interest in Shrek after Shrek the Third. I didn't even really watch Shrek Forever After, but so which MCU villain as a copy of the hero do you think is the most generic? Ironmonger, Abomination, Yellow Jacket, or Killmonger? That's an interesting one, because Ironmonger definitely was like, because he was literally stealing Tony Stark's designs. That was like a direct copy, but like he had a more interesting history with Tony Stark in that first one. But it clearly was just like villain is the same thing, but he literally was stealing his designs. Abomination, kind of the same deal. He just kind of wanted more power. Yellow Jacket, kind of the same deal. Killmonger, I don't know. It's tough to say. Like the guy who played him in Ant-Man was pretty charismatic, though. I guess I'll put him like in last, but like those are generally like decent actors playing the roles. So I guess Yellow Jacket, probably, but at least the guy had a little bit of charisma. But like he definitely was pretty generic with the whole thing. So yeah, Killmonger was the most interesting out of them. But I feel like in Black Panther, what would have made that movie so much better if we had some time with him taking charge. Because when he beats T'Challa, it's literally like the next day T'Challa's back and fights him again and he beats him. Like, why don't we like have like a passage of time with Killmonger kind of like inflicting like his reign of terror and that. But no, they just Infinity War was coming up, and they just kind of just threw it out the window. But it could have been better. It could have been better, I feel. Italian sausage or Polish sausage? I have no idea. Italian sausage is good. Polish sausage is good too. It made more sense thematically in Black Panther as why I can wear. Yeah, it made more sense in that regards because like what happened with his father and why he hates Wakanda and or like some of the like what happened with him there. I think my big issue with Killmonger in that movie is like just kind of the way like it's kind of like his story is kind of like handled in some ways. And what I mean by that is it should have been like a Bane situation in The Dark Knight Rises, where when Bane beats Batman, he like takes over Gotham City, and there's like a long stretch where he's in charge. You really feel like the depression, you feel the desperation of the people. When Killmonger takes over, it's literally just a day, and there's no real long journey for T'Challa. It's kind of rushed in some ways, and we had probably the worst fight scene in the entire history of the MCU. It looks like a PS2 video game at the end when it was doing well up to that point, and then just like it could have been so much better, but like they kind of undercut his character a lot. Like they should have let him like linger in the throne a little bit longer. I feel like at least have a good passage of time, because it literally feels like the next day. That's just it. There's not as much time as there could have been. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna give this another 5 minutes and probably have to like go. I've been going for an hour and 40 minutes strong. All right, so I got another comment coming in here. Let's wait till it pops up so I can pull it up here. Well, it's funny you mentioned that The View withdrew. I'm kind of interested to rewatch Daredevil because my friend and I have been like, after we finish talking about all the X-Men movies, we're gonna go back through all the non-MCU Marvel films and like because we're gonna revisit them all. Basically from like Howard the Duck to Fantastic 2015. Because I've already done videos in all the MCU movies in some capacity. So I'm more looking forward to watching Daredevil because like Ghost Rider was boring. Daredevil 03 was just like one big Evanescence music video. It's like more over the top and kind of laughable, but it's like more entertaining. Now, the second Ghost Rider was hilarious. I saw that movie in theaters and like nearly peed myself laughing at Nick Cage's performance. But the first Ghost Rider was kind of bland. So I'm gonna have to go with Daredevil because I'm more interested to rewatch that. It was like the Evanescence music video. Wake me up inside. Oh man, Daredevil 03. But he also had Michael Clark Duncan and like Colin Farrell. So favorite high school memory? God, like what is maybe meeting some of my friends. I don't really have a favorite high school memory. Like I said, there was like some pros and cons to high school. I almost died in high school from like I had to have like emergency surgery like on my birthday. So like freshman year was not really like the most fun when that happened. But like after that, like I kind of like fell out of sports and just kind of met some friends, and you kind of like have like a close group of them that still like maintain that friendship to this day. So I honestly like a lot of stuff I had fun doing was making videos after school too. Like it wasn't so much reviews in that, it was just kind of like whatever like little short films. And those are on my old YouTube channel, which unfortunately got deleted and I lost a lot of those videos. But to me, that was like my favorite high school memories were kind of stuff like that. That was just for me. God, I've been out of high school a long time now, which is like crazy to think about. But yeah, like I said, high school had its ups and downs. Yeah. Which action gear character you like more, Terminator, John McClane, or Neo, and how would you rank them? That's a tough one. Like if we're talking Arnold's just Terminator. Like Arnold is like my favorite. But like Die Hard's John McClane's really great too. Neo is in third place. Like Arnold's kind of plays villain and hero, but John McClane has like I've enjoyed John McClane more and more movies. I mean, but this is Arnold and Terminator. But then again, Arnold did like some really crappy Terminator movies. Like he did Dark Fate, and John McClane did Die Hard 5. I don't know, like those two are kind of neck and neck because the first Die Hard movie I really, really like. Die Hard 2 is fun. Die Hard with a Vengeance is better than 2. Live Free or Die Hard, I think, is a little bit overrated, if I'm being honest, but it's still got its moments. Die Hard 5 is definitely the weakest of that series. It's the fifth movies in both these franchises. I've noticed that really like kind of the worst. Oh, but then again, like the sixth for Terminator because you have Dark Fate. I don't know. Terminator and John McClane 1 and 2 at some point, like back and forth a bit. Um, but and Neo's in third. So that if that answers your question, I don't know. Because in some ways I want to say John McClane, but then again, like I can't like pick Willis over Schwarzenegger. But Schwarzenegger was also a villain too. I might get the Terminator slightly at number 1, John McClane at 2, and then Neo in third. So, okay, cool. Any other questions, anyone? Because my voice is going to go anytime now. I've been talking for an hour 45 minutes. Oh no, I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. John Wick is definitely a lot better than Neo in the Matrix. I love the John Wick movies. Like I love the ever loving shit out of John Wick. John Wick is my shit. I've seen every movie opening night. I remember seeing like I've seen ads for like the first movie. Like this looks really fun, and then I saw it, and it was like a big surprise with how good it was and how interesting the world was and the action. I'm like, this movie was awesome. Then John Wick 2 came out, even better than the first one. Then I was eagerly anticipating John Wick Chapter 3, which objectively, like the first 20 minutes, like this is the best of them all. And it kind of drags a bit, and it wasn't quite as good, but it definitely like had some awesome bits to it. So 2 is my favorite, and then it's a toss-up between 1 and 3. But the first 20 minutes of 3, I think, is the most exciting part of the whole series. So anyways, I think I've rambled on long enough. I have time for like 1 or 2 more questions if anyone's got them. I will definitely do more live streams in the near future, but I just want to get this one out there, and then yes. How would you rank the Indiana Jones movies? Okay, I'll do this one. In first place, Last Crusade. Second place, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Third place, and fourth place, it's kind of like go back and forth. In third place, I might even go Crystal Skull, and fourth might be Temple of Doom. But like those are kind of interchangeable for me. Like it just depends on the mood. But like I said, 1 is still Last Crusade, 2 is Raiders, and then third and fourth are Temple of Doom and Crystal Skull. Temple of Doom there's a lot of dumb in Temple of Doom, and it also has the most annoying character, not Short Round, but like what was her name, Winnie or whatever her name was. Like his love interest in Temple of Doom is so insufferable that in Indiana Jones 4, I just didn't get that. And you know what? People complain about the dumb stuff with Crystal Skull. Watch Temple of Doom again. Look at all the ridiculous stuff in there. So I might put Crystal Skull slightly over Temple of Doom, but that's just me. I know a lot of people like Temple of Doom more. But both of those are like, far inferior to the first 2 Indiana Jones movies. All right, Ed, you have a good one. So, yeah. All right. One last time. Any other questions? And then just look forward to other stuff tomorrow. I got some videos coming out. And then got the big Halloween Kills review next month, and hopefully a Hellraiser review to go alongside with that. But yeah, so that's what's up. I'll give it a minute, see if there's any other questions. Nothing else. Okay, well, with that said, since I don't see any other questions coming through, I want to thank everybody who has joined me on this live stream. I know it's been a long time since I've done one. I'll have to do another live stream with a better choice of topics or something like that, because it's just kind of like a bit of a channel update and just kind of rambling on about different things. It was kind of fun to do. And then hopefully I'll bring other people into the streams going forward. This was just kind of a quick comeback stream that I want to kind of get out there. And I think it went pretty well. Like I got some interesting conversations, interesting discussions, kind of talked about a bit of everything. So if you guys want to know more stuff, you can go back to the very beginning. You can hear me ramble on about all sorts of stuff, plans for the channel, and then also just, various movie topics. We talked about Brendan Fraser and the Mummy movies, talked about the DCEU and how crazy like that franchise is in. I think I talked a little bit about MonsterVerse, not too much like I normally do. Other collaborations and all sorts of other fun stuff. But I think, it was a pretty good stream today. So I don't see any other questions for anybody in the chat. So once again, I want to thank everybody so much for watching the stream. It feels good to be back. And I'm sorry I took like 7 or 8 months in between streams again. So I definitely don't want to go that long. I want to at least get like 1 stream a month then. I think that'll be good. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Check out my new comic book reviews coming out tomorrow, and all sorts of other stuff in the near future. Yeah, I hope also everyone likes the little thumbnail I did for the video too. I just kind of threw that together in about like 5 minutes. Just I was trying to think of what thumbnail to use. So I just said, oh, I'll be like Rita Repulsa, like after like a long absence. After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to live stream on YouTube. So just thought that'd be kind of a fun one to do. But all right. Well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the comments. Really appreciate it, and all the various topic discussions. I will be back. More stuff to come in the channel, and more live streams too, and hopefully more guests in that. All right, as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.